So excited to be hanging out here with Aaron Hart, co-founder and CEO of Mind Plus Neurology. It's a new headache and migraine clinic in Mequon, Wisconsin. And I got to tour the facility recently. What I love about this place, guys, is the specialization. It is for people who are suffering from headaches, from migraines, who may not have a place to go where their symptoms can be treated right away. Why did you guys decide to open this great facility?
So there's just such a strong need for this kind of care for people who suffer from headache and migraine. There's not a lot of physicians that know how to take care of these patients in this condition, but yet it's terribly common. Everybody listening to this right now either knows someone directly or themselves suffers from it in some way, shape, or form. And yet access to this kind of care has just been really difficult. And so that's something we wanted to change. And really make a big difference in these people's lives. Yeah.
It's just very obvious when you walk through your facility how much you guys know about headaches and migraines and how much you kind of like want to be the go-to experts in the space. I love that you guys had the blackout blinds in the lobby. I love that you have dimmers on all the lights. You have quiet rooms. So you're recognizing the symptoms that these headache and migraine sufferers have. And you're saying, we're not going to make your experience any worse. Our goal is to make you feel better. How did you guys decide on those details? How did you come to this is what we want this place to not only serve as, but also look like?
So, I mean, we had the opportunity to create something from scratch. And we wanted to show, you can create a specialty clinic and deliver specialty care that really is designed just for the patient. So every single detail from the ground up was, how do we design everything in a way just for these kinds of patients? It doesn't exist anywhere else. No one else is doing that. We think it's a really good idea. And, we've been open a couple of months and the patients, seem to really enjoy it and love having a place that's meant for them where they belong. It's designed for them. All of the other patients that come there are just like them, dealing with the same chronic condition, some for years, some for their entire lives. So it's a place built for them, a place where they belong, a place that's just for headache and migraine. And they can see, the right physicians and the right care team that is just super compassionate about taking care of them.
Aaron Hart, CEO and founder of Mind Plus Neurology, a new headache and migraine clinic in Mequon, joining me today. What I love also is that it looks really nice, right? I'm going to pat you guys on the back and give you all the compliments for how nice it is aesthetically. But you guys are also doing the real work where people can go in and leave feeling better. Imagine that, right? It's not like, in 3 days your symptoms will subside. You have people who leave this facility and already feel better. How proud does that make you, one? And what are some of the ways that you are able to alleviate those symptoms immediately?
Yeah, I mean, it makes me extremely proud. It makes me extremely proud, not just of what we've built, but just of all the passionate people that we have on the team that are there coming in to work every day. To deliver these kinds of results for these patients. We had just yesterday, so, I mean, you're referring to the fact that we have this urgent care, which is a very new concept, does not exist anywhere else for headache. It's really common for patients to go to the emergency room, and then that's where they have to try to get rescue therapy from a migraine they've been battling for days, sometimes weeks, sometimes months. And so we deliver that care specialized just for them, tailored treatment just for them at our clinic. And so just the other day, we had 6 patients come in for urgent care treatment. They walk right in. It's that easy. You just walk in, you give us a call, let us know you're on the way, so we're ready for you. And we had a patient who their baseline pain every single day is like a 7 or 8 out of 10. Every day. Just imagine that. That's not any way to live.
Oh, and that affects every one of your interactions, doesn't it, Aaron? I mean, think about if you're dealing with constant pain, you're talking to your kids, you're talking to your coworkers, a drive to the grocery store, walking around the grocery store. I mean, I'm thinking of every experience that now is negatively impacted by the pain that you're in from these headaches and migraines.
Yeah, and, we talk about it as helping our patients regain control of their life. Migraine is tough, and if you have it, you know how hard it can be and how it takes control. It decides what you do, who you're talking to, whether you're spending times with your kids, whether you're going on that vacation you've been planning for 6 months. And we want our patients to get control back of their own lives. And so, we have patients that have come in, and I mentioned this patient who's had a daily pain, 7, 8 out of 10. We were able to, within an hour and a half, we not only brought their pain back down below their baseline, but we reduced it to a 2 or a 3, which they, I'm not kidding, have not experienced for like 8 years.
Wow.
This patient all of a sudden felt what it was like to be alive again. I mean, that's the kind of impact this is what drives us. This is why we did what we did. This is why we want to continue helping these patients, making this kind of impact. And by the way, like, you're not going to get that in an emergency room. You're not going to get that at the hospital. And not only delivering that kind of result, but that patient's going to walk away with a bill of $200 that's going to go to their insurance. I mean, we talk about access. Access is about availability of the doctor to be able to see you when it's convenient for you, not wait 9, 12 months to see a specialist. Access is also about cost. And both those things are really important, and we're really passionate about how we solve for that so our patients can see us when they need us and get back control of their lives at the end. That's what it's all about.
It is not an exaggeration when you guys say life-changing, when you have examples like that of somebody who is experiencing a 7 or 8 pain on a daily basis for years on end and leaves your facility with a 2. You mentioned that insurance obviously is accepted, no referral needed. You also have a Mayo Clinic trained headache neurologist on staff who is basically leading the charge in these treatments. I saw an IV therapy room there. I know that you guys were talking about nerve blockers for some people. I mean, you guys run the gamut as far as you're willing to try a lot of different things because not everybody reacts the same way to a treatment. And that's another thing I love. It's not one size fits all. It's what will work for each individual patient.
Yeah. And, you mentioned our physician. So Dr. Boobles, he trained in headache medicine at Mayo, and he's been professionally dedicated to headache for the past over 10 years. And he's an incredible physician. He's one of the co-founders of Mind Plus. He's one of the reasons this is all happening. And so one of the things he's been passionate about and what now he's able to do is all the tools, all the options are now on the table. There's no, obscure restrictions like exist at other healthcare facilities, big healthcare and network systems, which everybody can think of, several that they've been to and seen. Like, our patients come in without a doubt. Every single caregiver at our clinic is fully empowered to do what they need to do for the patient, regardless of what the circumstances might be. And we have lots of therapy options. We have in-house IV therapy. We have in-house occupational therapy. We have a health and wellness coach on staff to help patients just how they live their life, and how they do get their life back and still function and do the things they want to do, help manage nutrition. Headache and migraine, it's a complex disease. That's why it's difficult to treat. That's why a lot of physicians don't go into it. And that's specifically why Dr. Boobles wanted to go into it, because it's so tough. And that's why it's hard to find good care. And so we see patients all the time that have been to other quote unquote headache practices or headache facilities. And we're helping them every single day, being able to get access to even better care and the right physicians to ultimately, you want to find the answers you're looking for. And we want to help our patients find those answers. If you don't feel you've found that answer yet, if you still feel like you are dealing with chronic headache and migraine every day and you've just accepted that that's the way this is going to be, don't. It doesn't have to be that way. I promise you. Come in and you can see Dr. Boobles. You can make an appointment. You don't have to wait 9 months. You can see him tomorrow if you want to see him tomorrow. You can walk in the same day for rescue therapy if you're having a headache and migraine. It's the real deal. We're super passionate about it. And just, patients shouldn't have to settle, is what it comes down to. You shouldn't have to settle. and keep fighting, and we'll work with you to help you, again, get back control of your life.
The treatment is specific, it is compassionate, it is life-changing, and I would say you guys are game changers in this space. Go to mindplusclinic.com. You can schedule your appointment, get more information there today. Aaron Hart, co-founder and CEO of Mind Plus Neurology, a new headache and migraine clinic in Mequon, Wisconsin. Aaron, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks so much for having me.
This is Jen Lada for the Sunday Sip.